I'm not gonna be smoking any stogies. All right, I ain't like.
I think you should try one. I've tried smoking a cigar once. And then I had a panic attack later that night. So you should smoke one.
That was the greatest recommendation I've ever heard. Yo, what's new with John and Jude?
That's cringe. That's cringe.
You're cringe.
What is new with us, John and Jude?
Yes, I'm John.
And I'm Jude.
All right.
And we're filming the second episode of our podcast.
Second episode, second catch up. It's been 1 week, and where are you now?
I'm now in Edinburgh.
Yeah?
Which is wild because last week we were talking about my trip, and now we're filming on my trip. Mm-hmm. Which is definitely not ideal. I should be out right now. Actually, no, I'm tired, so it's good.
I was about to say, bro, we planned this before. I said, whenever you're going to be home and chilling, just let me know so we can record the podcast.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Man's a hater.
But yeah, no, I'm now in Edinburgh, and it's been, like a week since the last time last spoken.
So what's it like in Edinburgh?
It's pretty good, man. Like everything's like walking distance, I found, and it's just like a hustle and bustle city.
Really?
It's not New York scale, but it's like it's definitely hustle and bustle. There's like a lot of tourists and like a lot of like people just walking around, which makes it feel really nice. And I and like the architecture is just absolutely gorgeous. Like everything just looks so beautiful. Like there's so many old structures and old buildings and monuments, and all the museums are free. So you just walk in and just, go in, and you don't have to pay anything, which is amazing. And yeah, it's been great. Like the people have been really friendly. I did like a meetup thing last night, and that was pretty cool. There were some locals there, and I didn't really like make any friends. Damn. But they were like the two people that were the two organizers that were there were like really helpful. I told them, I introduced myself, and they just told me all these places to visit, which were already stuff that I wanted to visit anyways. So yeah, the people have been really great. I've talked to a couple like, cashiers and stuff like my first day was technically yesterday because the day before that when I landed, I got here at nighttime. So I wasn't I wasn't able to do much, I just grabbed food and rested because I was just so exhausted from traveling. And then yesterday, I basically explored. So Edinburgh has two sections, like Old Town and New Town. So I explored Old Town. And so I did like the Harry Potter stuff. Like I checked out like the church, the graveyard. I went to like the Diagon Alley. I went to the actual like Harry Potter store. And yeah, it was just, dude, the architecture everywhere I went was just absolutely gorgeous. And I
was it, did you like the architecture more than in New York? It's different, but
it's like it's its own different like vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like New York is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's all modern, and like all the buildings are like skyscrapers, so it makes you feel small. It makes you feel like part of like a smaller piece to a machine. Yeah. And especially with everybody walking around, Yeah. But I feel like here it's more open. I don't know, like it is still very very occupied with like buildings and stuff like that, but it's not skyscrapers, and it's all like old Victorian. So I just feel very much like European, I just feel like, oh, how do you do, like with the tea and just taking it easy. Like it's really nice. Not that I've drank any tea since I've been here.
Bro, you're slacking. You're missing the experience.
I know, I'm slacking. But let me tell you, so yesterday was like my first day here, and basically I woke up pretty early and I went to this. So I'm staying at an Airbnb, and the Airbnb host drops by every once in a while, and she is just so sweet. She's like an old, old Scottish lady.
Yeah.
And so she was recommending me places to go. So, one of them was like a pastry shop. So I went there and I got this like strawberry filled like jam donut. And it was just so nice. Like, it was so good when I had it. But I was like, okay, I'll get it. And then I'll go to Carlton Hill, which was my first stop. And it's basically like a park, and it overlooks the city. So I went up there and I saved the donut for when I got there. And when I was on my way up, there was like this old lady that was walking up with me. I was like, okay, whatever. I was taking my photos. And when I walked past her, she stopped me and she was like, oh, she was asking me about my camera. And, we just, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Because she was like, chatty. Oh, like, how good is it? Yeah, she's just chatty, And I was like, okay, and she asked me if I could do her a favor. And I was like, okay, what's up? And she wanted me to take photos of like the top of her building because construction was happening. And the construction workers left bricks on top of her building. And she was really worried that it was going to fall off. So I was like, okay, yeah. So we were just chatting. She was asking me, where I'm from, all these things, and like what my plan is to do here in Edinburgh. And it was very nice. Like, it was a very nice like encounter with a local. And we got to the top of the Carlton Hill, and we were just talking some more. She was telling me about her family back in Canada as well, because she had family in Canada.
How nice.
And she told me like about an experience she had in Ireland, and I was like, okay, this is really nice. And I ended up taking the photos, and she was very, very like, happy that I did them. And
man's got a European side quest.
I did. I was like, stop, traveler. I have a question for you. And then it's like, press A to accept, press A to talk to.
It's really funny.
Scottish woman.
I feel like that shit like just doesn't like really happen that often. Like, they come up to you. It's like, it was like a video game. She came up to you and was like, has a quest for you. Sir. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I could have rejected it. I could have been like, "Fuck you, bitch," and left. But no, she seemed sweet, and it was very nice. She was like,
so you briefly told me the story of what her story was, her experience.
Yeah.
Tell it again, just because it was kind of funny.
So she told me her first, because she was like asking me what I was doing here in Europe, and I was just like, I'm gonna explore a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out like what places to go. And since Ireland's like relatively close by, it's like literally an island by, she was like telling me her experience in Ireland, and so maybe to entice me to come in, but it didn't. After what she said, so she said that her first experience in Ireland, she was hospitalized. She arrived there, she got to the hospital. And she was staying there for a little bit, and she got out. And when she got out, she was like, she ran into like this Irish woman, and she was drunk, and she kept like swerving a little bit and swaying, and she kept bumping into this old lady, and the old lady was like, excuse me, can you stop that? Can you please stop that? And the Irish woman looks at her, and she's like, I'll fucking break your arms and your fucking legs. And I'm standing there, and she says those words. She's like looking at me. She's this old sweet lady is just looking at me, and she's like, yeah, this Irish woman told me that she was gonna break my fucking legs and my fucking arms if I kept talking. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, that's not very nice to say. I was just in the hospital. And then the Irish woman like followed it up saying, there's 12 of me in the house. There's 12 of us in the house. We'll fucking jump your ass. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, don't go to Ireland.
Yeah, don't go to Ireland anymore because they're going to jump your ass, especially if you're from the UK.
Bro, maybe Europe or Ireland is more like New York than it seems.
Maybe.
They got the architecture. Wait, that's Scotland. Never mind. I'm mixing them up. Anyways, what did you do after that?
Anyways, after that, like, I asked for her email because like I had to send her the pictures. I actually sent them to her late last night because I forgot. And then I emailed her and I was like, hey, this is Jude, the photographer from Carlton Hill. Here's your photos. And I was like, let me know. I was like, I hope this helps and stuff. And she replied to me this morning. It was very nice.
Nice.
But after that, I stayed in Carlton Hill. I checked out the places there, and then I found like a bench, and it was like right next to. John, you'll put this in.
Yeah, I'll add some photos. Send me the photos you want me to add in.
Yeah, so I was sitting by a bench, and there was just like a view. It was like by the cliff, and you could see part of the city, and I was just eating my donut, and it was a good experience.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
You showed me some of those photos. I saw them on your story, and it looks like quite the experience, like quite the culinary experience. You sent me a lot of good food photos, and also like the architecture. It just seems like such a nice area. It's the capital of Scotland, right?
Yeah, it's the capital. So it makes sense that there's a lot of people and it's so big. But yeah, I was just like, the food that I've been having here is just so good. After that, I went to like a monument, and then I went to like a cathedral, and I just like I did some Harry Potter stuff as well. And yeah, overall, like Edinburgh has just been a blast so far. Today I did like a summit climb, and that was pretty good. That like, because you, me and Rudy, we're having an up and coming Ireland trip. So that's pretty exciting, because for then I did some research, and we were like, oh, let's do some mountain climbing.
Some hard ass climbs.
Yeah, so there's Arthur's Seat here, and it's pretty big, and I was like, okay, I'll do this as like training, you know.
Yeah.
And I did the climb, and before then actually I bought like a cinnamon Nutella bun. And then before then, I didn't have breakfast, and I didn't want to eat the Nutella bun until after I got on top of the hill.
So for the experience, the view.
Yeah. So as I was going up, I was like, "Fuck! I need water, and I need like something to eat." So luckily, I found like a little like I found the Scottish House of Parliament, and I walked inside, and I saw they have a cafe, so I walked in, and immediately security's there. And you have to like put all your, you know, when you go to an airport, you have to put all your shit in the bins, and then you go through. So I asked the security guard, I said, "Hey, is the cafe open? Like, I just want to go to the cafe." And he said, "Oh, it's going to be open in 3 minutes. Can you come back?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I can do that." And he was like talking to like one of his coworkers, and was like, "Oh, this lad wants to just go in and get like a cup of coffee. Is that okay?"
This lad.
And he's like, yeah, that should be okay. And so I just put my shit in the bin, and they like went through, and I had to go through like the metal detector and stuff. I took off my belt this time, because last time I didn't. It is cool. I just walked in there, and I got my stuff at the end, and I didn't really know what to do, because there was a lot of like security, like there was a lot of police officers around, and I didn't want to like do or like touch anything to like get me in trouble. So I just like opened the door and walked through, and I saw the cafe, and I walked in, grabbed like a banana and like water.
You're just living like an open world gaming experience right now. You discovered the House of Parliament as you walked up, and then the guard's like, "Halt."
Drop your weapons and your items here at the door before you enter.
That's cool, though. What'd you get?
I just got a banana and like water bottle. I ate the banana immediately, and I just threw it out afterwards, and I needed the water bottle.
How many pounds is a banana?
It was like 50 pence, which I think is their cents.
50 pence, 50 pence.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. I didn't take a picture of the banana. But it was just a regular ass banana. And yeah, walking up like the summit was pretty interesting. Like there was a lot of people, and I was wearing my fucking boots, and they were like not helping at all. And I took a couple breaks, but for the most part, I got up there within like 30 minutes, maybe less. I took breaks like taking photos, and I took some photos on my Polaroid and stuff. And yeah, there's some photos that I took that were fucking good. I checked it when I came back today, and it was really good.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'll send them to you so you can post and share.
Yeah, I'll put them on the stream.
Yeah, and after my trip is over, I'll post like the highlights from my camera, not from my phone, on like Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I got on top, dude, wind was like literally blowing at you like full speed. Like I didn't want to stand at the edge, because I was so worried that if I did and the wind just randomly blew me, I would have fallen and died. So I was like standing in the middle, and I took some photos for like some people that were like trying to take photos of themselves and stuff. Like, and I tried being nice and stuff, and one couple took a photo of me, so that was nice. And I ate my cinnamon, my Nutella bun, but I had to I had to wear my windbreaker because literally I was just sitting down and like I would feel the full force of the wind just blowing at me, and it's just rough. I saw some people standing on the edge, and I got worried. I was like, I do not want to see someone die today.
Imagine that.
I would have been traumatized. I don't know. This would be a different podcast. John, you would not imagine.
What do you think? Let me go there to Ireland in the winter. Like how heavily packed or how heavily prepared for the winter should we be? You think it's gonna get how much worse?
I think we need to bring like thermals, like long johns. Definitely like extra socks just in case.
For sure.
Like boots for sure. Like, and like waterproof pants and like waterproof jacket.
Okay.
And like obviously like under layers is like shirt and like a sweater or something. But I think that's it. I think the one thing that we didn't consider was the weather and how bad it was gonna be. But now thinking about it, I'm like, maybe we should definitely overpack instead of like underpack.
For sure.
But I think we'll be fine.
Well, I'll try and overpack because I'm only bringing my backpack. But I'll definitely have my warmest. I have a really warm winter coat, and it's like water resistant too.
Yeah. Bring that for sure.
Gloves,
100% bring that.
Hat. I don't think I have waterproof pants, so I might be getting some waterproof pants.
I'm not too concerned about like how cold it's gonna be. I'm more concerned about like how wet it's gonna be. Yeah. And like, cause there were points when I was descending from the climb, I was like, "Fuck, man, I gotta walk down this shit." And it was like there were some rocks that looked a little slippier, like more slippy, and I was like really worried that I was like gonna slip because it is steep. Oh, like it is steep. So I knew that if I was, and there were like, it's interesting because like when you're going up, it's like they have like there is a path, but right next to a path there's no railing and there's just a steep drop. And it's not like a drop to the rocks, but it is a drop where it's like there's like a big bowl.
Where it would hurt.
So if you fall, you're rolling down that hill. And who knows what's gonna happen to you. So I was like, there were a couple of times when I was like, fuck, I need to be a little bit extra careful or slow. So definitely we need to keep that in consideration when we go. We'll forward the information to Rudy. But yeah, besides that, today was pretty good. Then I did like a 3.5 kilometer walk to Dean Village. I had higher expectations about Dean Village. A lot of the photos and stuff looked very picturesque, and it was, but I thought there was just going to be more. Like there was just one section of it, and then that was it. And I was like, okay. And now I have to walk back.
So what did you do then?
That was horrible.
Did you just take pictures?
I just sat down there, soaked it in. Like now I've kind of realized after our New York trip that when we go somewhere, a lot of the time our main focus is like to take photos and like take videos and like take pictures and then go to the next spot. Because we're trying to bunch in a lot every single day. Do as much as you can because who knows when we're going to be in New York again. But I feel like one of the main reasons why I do my morning stuff, like I buy my pastry and then I go somewhere and then I eat it there, is because it gives me time to like actually just like take it in, soak it in. So every single place that I've been to, I've taken my photos, taken my pictures and my Polaroids or whatever and take my videos. But then afterwards, I try to make it a point to where I stay there for like 10 minutes. I don't take out my phone, don't take out my camera, and I just soak it in. Yeah. And I did that on top of the summit. I probably spent like half an hour there, and I just sat and I just looked around in every single direction and I just took it all in. Because I was like, fuck, I'm not climbing this shit again. Yeah. It's good. So I think that's like the most important part because New York, like we did do a lot, but I feel like, and Virginia, we did a lot, but I just feel like there were just like, we didn't fully like soak in the thing. Like we didn't marinate in the environment. We just moved on to the next thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think So that's what I'm trying to change in this scenario.
I think one time we did do that, which was really nice, and I did appreciate that, was we went to the Summit Vanderbilt building, and we had our coffees at the top of the building. We just sat there and talked. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, it is. And when we went to the botanical garden, like we just, we grabbed food and we just chilled. We messed around a little bit more, and that makes it more memorable. And like a quote that I think about a lot is like life just goes by so fast. If you blink, you're just gonna miss a lot of the stuff. And I feel like that is the case afterwards. Like during the trip, it's like, wow, like I'm seeing all these new views. It's great. It's amazing. I'm here in this place that I've never been before, and I want to do as much as I can. But then after the trip, unless you have, like, I'm happy we have videos and photos so that I can remember exactly what we did. I like that we do that. But it's like afterwards, without that, you try to think back and it's like, damn, like we did that shit, like, you kind of forget. You're like, oh my god, we really did that.
And it's hard because when you do so much, it's like it all kind of blends together sometimes, so you only remember like one part of the thing you did. But yeah, I actually I had a family dinner this past Sunday, and my sister brought up that, my video, my road trip vlog.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. And I hadn't told my parents or anything about that before. So they're like, oh, well, let's see it. And so I showed my whole family, and they really liked it. My mom and my dad, they really liked it too. So my mom's like, when you go to Ireland, I want to see another vlog.
Yeah.
I will.
We're definitely going to make one. And I feel like this time, what we're going to do, not saying that I didn't enjoy New York and Virginia. That was amazing. That trip in itself was amazing. But I think what we should do is we should spend like at least 30 minutes. Like I think we should go to that area, like whatever stop we go to. If it's a big stop, maybe take a 10-minute one. But if it's or like a 30-minute, but if it's like a small stop, then we do like 10 minutes. But whatever stop we take some time and just like soak it in, like no phones, no cameras,
living in the moment.
Sit down and enjoy it. Yeah, live in the moment. And then afterwards we whip out the phones, whip out the cameras, and just be annoying. Yeah. But
that's just part of us though, That's kind of who we are. Like, we're very creative people, so we love taking photos, and that's part of the thing that I enjoy, at least. Like, I enjoy taking photos, and I enjoy making the videos afterwards. So it's also part of it. But yeah, definitely, I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah, you get so lost in the creativity and the need to like make something that you just forget to like actually soak it in for yourself. Yeah, because when I feel like as a creative person, like or like as a photographer, or like, you get there and the first thing you think about is like, okay, what angle can I get? Like what shots can I get? Yeah. And you think about the different things, but you never stop to actually just enjoy it for yourself, because you're always thinking about like, oh, what's going to be the best shot to make like the most views, or to make it more entertaining, but you don't actually like soak it in to just be like, all right, I just gotta put it in my memory here. But
I'm glad it's a tough balance to hit, honestly, because sometimes things only happen like once, and it's like, do I film it or do I like be in it? It's tough. That's why I like my other vlogs, like the camping ones I've done with Tori, like I'm barely in them, just because well, the second one not so much. But it's just like I'm always the one like filming behind the scenes, and you don't see the moments that like I'm in, which sucks, And that's why it's nice having you on the road trip also filming, so we can like share the footage and see all the moments. But
yeah, dude, that was great. Like, it was so good because like if I didn't catch something, you'd catch something, or like you would have a different perspective on like what I'm shooting, and it would be great. We just after the trip we just shared like our videos and stuff, and it was really good. I really like that idea, and I think that just makes me even more excited for like Ireland, because I know the vlog we're gonna make is gonna be a banger.
I definitely I definitely want to keep doing that. Just like beyond Ireland, like keep road tripping and taking trips and filming them. And I haven't posted them anywhere on the internet, but that like one day, I think maybe I'll have a YouTube channel where I finally post all my videos. But maybe this channel, I don't know.
That'd be good. No, you should really post, because the stuff that you show me is like really, really good. And you know, people would be really lucky to be able to watch that stuff. And definitely, you know, like our upcoming trips, even after Ireland, you know, they're gonna miss out on that shit as well.
Yeah.
We have to. There's so many parts that we have to do. There is like one trip I really want to do is the East Coast or the West Coast drive in America for like San Francisco and like
the California.
You know what I'm talking about? In California,
Oregon and Washington. Oh, yeah, those locations are so beautiful.
Dude, we have to do that. We have to do that at one point.
We will.
And yeah, dude, and Rudy is just so lucky that he has both of us, because he literally does not have to stress about taking photos.
Yeah, Rudy is the one living in the moment.
He is. He's just chilling in there, and you and me are just going, "Oh my god, what's the next shot?"
Dude, John, Rudy should be doing Rudy should be doing all the planning and shit. He's literally just there chilling.
He's just like, all right, you go, guys. You have your thing. You do your thing. But it's nice because he's just like, yeah, you do you. He doesn't rush us or anything. I've never felt.
Yeah, he's an ideal companion.
I've never felt the need. Yeah, he is, especially for us. Mm-hmm. He just goes along with it. We're like, oh yeah, we'll climb this rock.
He's like,
because
okay,
it's a better angle. He's like, all right, I'll climb it with you, I guess. Will we do a scrapbook for Ireland?
Oh, yeah. Man, that scrapbook you made was really good for the US trip.
It was. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it was like hard? I know you did it in like 2 days, but is that something you kind of want to do, like keep doing, like going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do that, because I think, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I rarely go through like after a trip, I rarely go through the photos again. Mm-hmm. You know, I select the best ones, and after that, it just collects space in my hard drive. So it's nice to be able to take some photos and like print it out and make a book out of it. Mm-hmm. It's definitely cheap. It's just not the most expensive part is the book.
Yeah.
And printing it out is not too bad. Mm-hmm. So I definitely would want to do it again. I think I did leave my I have like the US book like lying around somewhere. Yeah. So once Ireland's coming, Ireland that trip happens, then I'll just join it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to like buy the same book.
Yeah.
And like make it consistent.
I was gonna say you should try and you can have like a bookshelf. Like I don't know how many trips you're gonna do, how much you can fill the bookshelf, but it'd be cool like to have a bookshelf of all just your trips. I think that might be like one of those lifelong projects that's super fulfilling.
That would be really fulfilling, because like it's not only like, the way I think about it, it's not only just for us, like it's for like our friends and family too, and like possible future family as well. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, like I could definitely imagine like me in my house, and then like I have like my shelf and there's like all my trips and stuff. Mm-hmm. And my kids just one day like they look at the shelf and they're like, oh, USA 2022. Mm-hmm. Let's open it, and it's like, oh my god, that's Uncle John, and that's Uncle Rudy.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, you guys look so young. And we're gonna stuff like that.
We're gonna look the same forever.
Yeah,
some Asian genes.
Hopefully, but yeah, like it's part of just like sharing the memories, and I feel like a scrapbook really does that really well. Like I have other stuff besides just our photos. Like I just really went off on it. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna try to do the same thing for Ireland.
Good.
And am I gonna do it for Edinburgh though? Probably not, because I feel like like the best part about the scrapbook was it was just photos of us. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't like it also had photos of like the places that we did see, but it was mostly focused on us. Mm-hmm.
That's the important part.
That makes it special. Yeah.
Yo. I'm about to change the subject 180 totally. Okay. Total 180. No, are you familiar with the UFC fighter Anderson Silva?
I remember like so many years ago when he broke his
he snapped his leg. Shin.
I remember that.
But he's one of the top UFC fighters. I'm not super versed on the subject, but he's very good. And I think he has a little like boxing experience too. I could be wrong. But did you see on Monday, Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva in a boxing match?
I did. I saw that. And I saw so many people were saying that it's rigged. Mm-hmm. And people are just like in disbelief that Anderson Silva lost to Jake Paul.
What do you think? Rigged or not rigged?
Me personally, I didn't watch the match. Mm-hmm. So all I know is just based off, people what they're saying. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, like Jake Paul could have landed a couple good shots.
Are you pro Jake Paul or against Jake Paul?
I'm against Jake Paul. I'm like in the middle, where it's like I don't support him, but I also don't give a shit about like what he does.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I forget that he even exists.
Yeah.
Same with Logan Paul. I don't really keep track of either of those guys.
I'm not really in the Paul hemisphere or anything. And I don't really care about Jake Paul either. But I think I am starting to lean a little more pro Jake Paul in a boxing sense. Only because people, and I was definitely one of those people that like initially trashed him, or not trashed him, but thought he was like, whatever, Jake Paul in boxing. Yeah. Like he's not a real boxer, lame, whatever. But that was like 6 years ago or something. Like how long do you have to train at boxing for people to actually start saying, yeah, he's a boxer. He can box. I mean, in the beginning, he was fighting Nate Robinson. I don't know who's a basketball player. And I think it's kind of bullshit that his professional record is 6-0 when they count Nate Robinson and all of the other like amateur fights as a professional record. They're literally not a professional fight, but I could totally go on a tangent about that. But I think I'm starting to loosen up on Jake Paul just because at some point after training like 5-6 years of boxing, you can become you can be a boxer. I'll give you that. I think the Jake Paul hate is overrated. I think we need to stop. I think people are just mainly not focusing on the fact that I think people just still see him as a YouTuber. Mm-hmm.
So they don't see him as like a boxer and they don't take him very seriously, which I don't blame him,
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I don't have a lot of like I can't really give a lot of input on this subject because I only box like just took some classes and shit for like a year or so. But hey man, if he can, it could have been rigged. It could have not been rigged. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm like neutral to the point where it's like, I don't really give a fuck if it was rigged or not. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to spend hours of my day like getting caught up in this shit.
I'm not a Pauler.
It was Monday? I don't fucking... I don't even know what day it is, bro. To be honest, yesterday someone told me, I think it was like Rudy that told me that today was like tomorrow was gonna be Friday, and I was like, what the fuck? It's Thursday today?
It's that vacation brain, bro.
It is.
I know last week you said you were gonna watch Pearl. Did you end up watching Pearl?
I did. I watched Pearl. Yeah. I think I watched it the day after we talked about it because I finished Barbarian. And it was like compared to X, it wasn't like scary, but X wasn't scary either. Mm-hmm. I don't think scary is like a good term for them. But Pearl was definitely not as scary. It is definitely weird. It's a weird movie. Mm-hmm. I would not watch it again.
Really? Not good? What's your Jude rating out of 10?
It's tough because like I think it could work for some people, but for me it just doesn't work. I think I like the fact that they use the same exact set that they use from X, and I like that the end, like the ending of the movie. You know how like the end credit, it's like it just fades to black and it's like the credits, But the end credits in this one, like basically it's about this girl who goes crazy, and she's like very lonely because her husband went to war, and now she's stuck with the mom who's like overly protective, and the dad is like, he's like stuck in a wheelchair and he's like a vegetable, so they have to take care of him. And she wants more in her life. Like she thinks that she's special, and she thinks that she's like destined for greatness. So when it doesn't turn her way, and when her mom doesn't fully support her, she goes crazy. Her and her, like, this is like middle act now. Like a new guy's like giving her attention. Her husband, like she hasn't heard from her husband for like months, and like she ends up like getting into a fight with her mom, and she pushes her towards the fireplace, and she doesn't realize this, but her mom catches on fire, and like half of her is like burnt up, and she ends up like stuffing her into the basement and puts her dad away, and
puts her dad away.
She goes,
because he's a vegetable.
Like she just rolls him to like a room, and she goes to like this audition that she heard about, and before the audition, she like runs away from home for like a little bit and fucks like the new guy that's like giving her attention. Damn. And because he's like telling her that like she's special, and like, you know, she's gonna be in the movies and stuff, and her husband's not there, so she's like really lonely. Also, before then, she has sex with like a scarecrow, but that's another thing.
Relatable.
And yeah, and then once she gets home, like she gets ready to leave, and like the guy, she's with the guy, like the guy drops her off at home, and he's waiting for her to get ready, and she casually like suffocates her dad with like a pillowcase.
Casually. And
she ends up killing the guy, the lover guy, because he's like starting to like really creeped out about her, because like he starts hearing noises in the basement, but she's like, oh, it's nothing, let's make out, you know. And he's like, no. And then she starts like getting mad at him and like, why don't you like me anymore? And he's like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta bounce. And then he gets killed, he gets offed. And
so wait, what's with the end credits?
I'm getting there.
Oh my god. Okay.
So yeah, then she goes to the movie, the audition doesn't pass, and she's there with a friend, and before her friend shows up, it's her friend's turn, she's like, oh, I'm special, like blah blah blah, like why, she has a full mental breakdown. And the judges are like saying that they're looking for a girl that's different, a girl that's blonde and like blue eyes and stuff like that. And that's describing her friend. And so she's upset. So her friends brings her home, and she's like she starts confessing like everything to her friend, because she says that she's lonely and she hasn't spoken to her husband. And she's like, oh, you can speak to me as if I'm your husband. And so she talks to her friend, and she just goes on a huge monologue. The acting is insane. Like, it's a huge one take, and it goes on forever and ever. And she's like breaking down crying, and she's telling her friend like how she like finds enjoyment in killing small animals and like that, like basically serial psychopath stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, like I didn't mean to burn my mom, and she's like, oh, like the stuff I did to my dad, like, you know. And the friends, after the huge monologue, the friend's like, yo, I gotta bounce. And she starts running away, and she's like, oh, are you scared of me? And the friend's like, no, I'm not scared of you. No. I just gotta do something. And she's like leaving, and she axes her friend and then throws her away. And then she props up the mom and the dad in the dining room, puts some food in, and they like, and then the movie like ends, like it turns face to black. And then it shows the husband coming back, like getting dropped off from the war. And like he comes back, and he walks in, and he sees that like the mom and the dad are like a little bit decomposed, and like the food in the dining room is like all like there's maggots and stuff. So you can tell like a couple weeks gone by. And he's like in shock, and he turns and he sees like his wife, like hold and like being like, I'm so glad you're home. And she's like smiling. And then it ends credits, you know, like how in Looney Tunes it fades in, and like it like the circle. Yeah. So it does that. But then after it does that, it like opens up again, and like you can see like the credits like rolling by, but it's like stuck to her face, and she's like smiling. And as the credits keep going on, as it progresses, she gets like, her face gets a little bit more like a little bit more like demented smile, and she's like she's starting to like cry and like break down, and like her eyes are like widening, and it goes on for like minutes.
Holy shit!
Like it goes on until the credits end, and she keeps that there, and she's just like smiling, and she's like,
that's crazy.
And like it's like she's crying and stuff, and like her face is like red and stuff, and like, so I think it's more creepy than it is scary. Like I didn't once get scared, but I think the acting in the movie is like really phenomenal, and I think the set pieces are phenomenal too. Like because it's like set in like the 80s or the 70s, so you can tell it was like when the Spanish flu came on, because they do talk about the Spanish flu when they talk about like they have to wear masks and stuff, and like the color grading makes it feel like you're actually watching like a show in the 70s. Like everything, like everything's like saturated.
That's good. It's another A24 banger.
Yeah, it's a banger. I just came into different expectations, you know? Like I was like expecting like a full-on horror film, but it's more so like creepy psychological horror. A
psychological unsettling movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you just do something? Because your laptop...
I don't know.
It's okay. No, it's fine. There we go.
That's good. Technical difficulties.
So what would you rate it out of 10?
I would say probably like a 7 out of 10.
Not bad.
7 out of 10. I think it's just because I had like high expectations for it. I feel like if I didn't know anything about the movie, I would have liked it a lot more. Because I do like the psychological horrors, like Midsommar, for example. I enjoyed that a lot.
I hate psychological just because I think it's the scariest, low key.
Yeah.
Barring jump scares, like jump scares are, they're whatever, but I think psychological horror is the scariest because it's in your head, man.
Yeah, there are some really scary ones. I enjoyed Midsommar a lot. That's definitely up there. But yeah, if I walked into this movie with no expectations, then it'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, what would you say then is your top 3? Give me the top 3 horror movies, and I'll give you mine, because mine
without like
I for the audience, I don't like scary movies because scary movies scare me. All right, I'll get that out there.
In the past, I've forced John to watch horror movies.
Yeah, and like I'll watch them, but it's just always after the fact that is when I get this scared the most, because it's in my head.
Yeah.
I'll just be alone in my house and I'll be like...
Yeah, I can't blame you. Sometimes I get like that as well, even now, but I enjoy horror movies a lot. My top 3, not like... This isn't in any like order. Like they're all really good, I'd say. Us by Jordan Peele, that was amazing, phenomenal. The last act, like the reveal for Us, literally had me shaking.
Yeah,
like I was physically shaking, and I was like, bro, I need to go to like the washroom and like throw up. Like I felt like throwing up. But
holy shit,
I just remembered it was so fucking good. I enjoyed Us a lot. I could be hyping it up because I watched it when I first came out, and I haven't watched it since, but I've been meaning to. But I really enjoyed that. So that's up there. Other horror movies that I really enjoyed, Hereditary was really phenomenal. I think I'm a huge fan. I think that's also produced by A24 as well, if I'm not mistaken. But it's directed by someone else. But A24 has made a lot of different films. But Hereditary is up there. I watched that shit like twice. And it was just so good. So good both times. And the final one... That's tough. I mean, I'd say like the first Conjuring movie. That was also good. Yeah, I'd say those are my 3. Conjuring's I feel like Conjuring's a very, very basic choice. I feel like that'd be on everybody's list. But it's just the thing that comes up to mind.
Yeah. I would say my top 3 are Us, because it's the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's also really well done. And it's also surprisingly they got like funny moments in there too. Jordan Peele is a banger, man.
Yeah. He never misses.
Yeah, he never misses. Number 2, I would also say The Conjuring, just because it's a classic horror movie. It's a classic haunted house horror movie like this. The floorboards are creaking, the paintings are falling. It's a classic style, but it's, I think, the best done like haunted house movie. And then I would actually say I really liked It Follows. And we watched that together, right?
I think so, but we watched it a long time ago.
It's a good like monster movie, demon, like I don't know if they would call it a demon or a monster or an alien. I don't know what they ended up with, but I like the concept. I thought the concept was really fun. So that's a horror movie that I actually enjoyed.
Yeah, and that movie was like, that movie just like proved a lot of people that you don't need a really big budget to like make a blockbuster horror movie. Like that horror movie is pretty well known, and the budget for that was just not big, and it was made by like an indie studio. And just like, yeah, there was like a lot of good moments in It Follows, but we did watch it like years ago, so I don't really remember a lot. I just remember some parts. But yeah, that's a good choice. I feel like a lot of people would agree. It Follows is a good one.
Yeah,
people make jokes and say it's like an STD.
It is pretty much just like an STD PSA. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought it was really well done. What do you got going on next week? What's the preview for next week?
Next week, I fly out again on Monday. Monday morning, so I'm not looking forward to just Monday. Monday's just gonna suck for me.
Gonna be working
probably
more. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna dive head deep into my Houdini course that I purchased.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
I'm very excited about that. Yeah. I before purchasing that Houdini course, I did like a dry ice tutorial that I was telling you about, and that just after it hit like 20 hours of rendering and it only hit like 100 frames, I just stopped it. I was like, I'm not waiting another 20 hours for this shit.
Yeah.
And I previewed the frames I did watch, and it was already like, it was just stuttery. It would, every other frame it would like display the smoke, but then every other frame in between those, it would just like the smoke would disappear. So like glitch in and out. But it would
sucks.
still flow perfectly. But it would like glitch in and out.
Weird. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
because your computer just
interrupted.
Is not strong enough for like smoke simulator.
I don't think so, because like my bomb one came out perfectly.
It did.
And the guy in my that I watched in the YouTube tutorial didn't really explain like the rendering stuff, like the rendering settings. So yeah, so I'm excited to do this Udemy course that I purchased for like FX and stuff, because hopefully they talk about rendering and all those aspects. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna dive head first into that and see where that takes me. But
yes, sir.
Yeah, I had an idea for like a Nope project.
Nope inspired the tornado, right? You were gonna do a tornado.
Yeah, the tornado. So I don't know, maybe I'll work on that after the course, but yeah, I did make a tornado, but it was like way too long. It was like 400 frames, and I was like, after watching the movie, it takes like 2 seconds for them to get sucked up. And like, it doesn't make sense for this gigantic tornado to like appear. So
it's good practice.
It is. And the tutorial was really nice. And it probably would have been a good simulation stuff, but
you just need that stronger computer, I guess. But one day.
I don't think the stronger computer things. I think I just need better and more detailed tutorials.
Yeah. I know my Blender, of course, has a plethora of guides online. Does Houdini have a lot of tutorials out there?
No. I mean, none that are free. There are so many on for Blender. Like literally there's a shit ton. You search up Blender tutorial, there's channels dedicated to it, for everything in Blender. But when you search up Houdini, it is a lot harder to find tutorials. in animation and like and sculpting, everything. Like it's really hard. So I feel like Houdini is more of like a premium kind of thing. So like it's a lot harder. So like you wouldn't have to pay for courses. So the course I'm paying for right now is specifically for FX.
Good. That's what Houdini really is used for, effects. You know, so if you can get that, then you'll be good.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that I had to pay for it, but I waited for a sale. So I instead of paying 120, I paid 12.
Nice. That's a banger. Holy shit! 90% off.
You guys should check out. I'm plugging Udemy right now. I paid for like a coding course on Udemy. Udemy has like a really good amount of courses for like everything. They are expensive, but if you just they do go on sale pretty frequently. So as long as you can save them and you can keep checking every single day, and when they do go on sale, you buy them.
Nice. Not a sponsor, not yet.
Not a sponsor, but I would suggest Udemy. It has not failed me once.
Good. Nice.
But I did buy like a Blender course. I did buy a Blender course when I first started learning Blender. And when I was going through it, I was like, bro, this shit's baby food. So I just started learning it. I learned it by myself because it was just like, I know I'm capable of doing more. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do an intermediate YouTube tutorial instead of just like.
Good. Yeah.
But Houdini, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I don't mind learning the basics in Houdini. And I've actually started like, I started that course and I've already learned a good amount of stuff that I wouldn't have on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Udemy.
Nice.
Be our first sponsor. Sponsor us.
We need to get Manscaped, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I have Manscaped, but I don't have a Manscaped sponsor. But if we had a Manscaped sponsor, I wouldn't be angry. Yo, Manscaped is so good as well, you guys. You should get a Manscaped, and even after purchasing Manscaped, I still get like emails telling me about upgrading my Manscaped and stuff. But I've bought it. I bought the 2.0 like years ago, and it's been amazing. Life changing.
Never nicked your balls yet.
Never.
Impressive.
I would say that I feel really comfortable having
a razor. How much is it? How much is the one you got?
I think when I bought it, I probably bought it for like $40 or $50.
Oh, no, that's not bad.
And it's been the best $40, $50 I've ever spent.
Really?
Because I've been using that shit consistently, and it's never failed me, and I've always felt safe using it.
Nice.
And it's always been like, it's just my go-to,
Good.
So I wish I would have bought that shit sooner.
Man, now you're making me wanna buy a
You don't
Manscaped.
Have one? Oh my god, you're doing yourself a disservice, bro.
Yo, low-key, last time I trimmed my balls, I accidentally using a scissor, alright, and you can tell where this is going.
What?
I wasn't shaving. I was just like trimming, just like cut it down a little bit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I cut it down a little too far. Clipped the sacco just a tiny bit. It's a tiny. God. I should get a Manscaped razor.
Bro, listen. This isn't even for the viewers anymore. This is for you. You should buy one. It is the best $50 I spent. It doesn't matter if it's $80. If it was $100, I'd still buy it.
This is the best review I've ever heard.
It is just, John, it takes, like, I used to do what you do, and it would take me ages to do it. Because I want to go like, to the skin, right? I'd get as close as possible. Yeah. And that would take me like 10 minutes or like 20 minutes. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I was just like, okay, whatever. And that was what like the normal was to me, right? I was just like, this is how guys do it. Yeah. And then I saw a Manscaped ad. I was like, well, why the fuck not? I'm just going to buy it specifically for, So I bought it. 20 minutes. Bro, this shit gets done 5 minutes. 2 minutes.
Damn.
This shit is so satisfying, bro. It's like one of those like satisfying YouTube videos that you watch where it's like a lawnmower, and it just like vroom,
those satisfying YouTube videos. Like, they're mowing the grass, they're cleaning up. Yeah.
And bro, it's to the skin. It's to the skin.
Because whenever I do it to the skin, like even it grows back, it gets a little itchy on the grow back. Do you have that problem, or do you always keep it so like low enough where it doesn't grow back and get that itchy problem?
Well, no, I do it pretty frequently, but when it does grow back, it's like not bad.
Okay.
Like I don't notice it anymore. Maybe it's because I'm wearing like comfortable boxers or whatever.
Wear comfortable boxers. Maybe you do it like enough, like frequently enough where it doesn't reach the point where it's long enough to be like prickly or like
no,
itchy.
No, it can get, I mean, it can get prickly.
Yeah.
And stuff. Because sometimes I go like, sometimes I just don't do it.
Yeah.
But I'd say this turned into, maybe we cut this out.
But nah, we're keeping this shit in.
But I'd say, maybe like I've done it so often that I just don't realize it anymore. I'm so used to it. Mm-hmm. But I'd say literally like, I'm not joking with you, John. You order Manscaped right now and your life will forever change. Like
I'll do it.
My mind was blown.
I'll do it.
If you order a Manscaped and you don't like it, I think you can have your money back. Like I think you can I think there's like a money back return policy or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will thank yourself to get it. And I think the new ones are like, they have like all these new features and stuff. I just have like a basic one because like the 2.0 didn't really have a lot of features when it first came out. But even like the basic one, like I still enjoy using it. And like, I don't know, like
I'll use it. I'll try it.
I fucking recommend it to. I know one of our friends, I'm not going to drop his name, but me and him had a long conversation about how amazing Manscaped is. And because he also has one.
Yeah, I think I know.
And we're just like, yo, shit. It's just so good. It's just amazing. It's just...
All right, shit.
I've never had a problem
what you need to do? You need to clip this section of the podcast and send it to Manscaped and be like, sponsor. I know we have no viewers, but,
We should email them. We should be like, listen... I am your biggest hype man. I will recommend to any man in the world. You see the advertisements and it's all jokes and it's all, but genuinely it is so good. I think every guy should have a Manscaped.
Damn, that's a high praise.
Yeah. And if you're one of those fuckers that are saying that it fucking nicks you, it's because you're a dumbass and you don't know how to use it properly, bro. Man's just doing it raw dogging it, bro. Man's just going in.
Oh my god. Oof.
But to the guys, I don't think any guys are gonna be watching this shit, to be honest. I don't think anybody's gonna be watching it, but it's okay. But to the guys who understand how to use it properly, understand how good it is.
Alright, I'll try it out. I'll try it.
You buy it right now, John.
I will. I low-key will because I was actually thinking that I needed services in soon. We'll just say that.
Yeah. I don't think it'll save you time. Mm-hmm. It'll be like a much more like better experience. Mm-hmm. And you're just can't go wrong.
I don't know if this is because I'm inflexible also, but when I like bend down and do it myself, like I'd be like, oh, my lower back, low key.
I don't know about your back problems.
Maybe just because I'd be looking like deep.
I don't know what angle you're going for, bro. But no back problems for me. No back problems for me.
Hey, you're better than me then. I think
it's because I got Manscaped. That's all.
That's because you got Manscaped. Don't they got the ones with the flashlights?
That's the 4.0, I think. Oh, they have different models, I'm sure.
I don't need that flashlight shit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs a flashlight, but they got it. So are you going to complain? Dude, and it's waterproof as well, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This shit's waterproof.
This is the longest Manscaped ad read ever. They need to sponsor us pronto.
Bro, I'm speaking from the heart. This is
coming from the heart. Man's got real emotions.
This shit's so good, bro. It's just...
Oh my god.
It's just amazing.
Well, I think that was a good catch up.
Yeah. I'd say, had lots of emotions in it. Different. It's a very mixed bag.
Yeah.
Got some adventure. Mm-hmm. Got some movie review. Mm-hmm. Got some Manscaped in there. Got everything.
Yeah. I think next week's gonna be more of a banger on my side than this week was, because I have a wedding next weekend, Friday, my man Sheldon, who I've known all the way since college, is getting married. So it's gonna be exciting. Tori and I are gonna go there. I'm actually going golfing. I took off Thursday and Friday, so I'm going golfing with some of the groomsmen on Thursday. Wow. We're gonna go to like a gentleman, not a club, not a gentleman club. It's not a strip club. It's like called the GQ, like the gentleman quarter or something. Club. No, no. It's a place where, I mean, it's not 100% my vibe, because it's like you go there and you like smoke cigars and drink like whiskey, and you can get like professionally like a barber. They got like a barber shop. It is a gentleman's club. Yeah, but it's not a strip club.
No, who calls a strip club a gentleman's club? Nobody.
That's what they're called.
Bro, nobody calls that shit, bro. Maybe in America. But in Canada,
I don't know, but in America, you say gentleman's club, someone's gonna think strip club.
Nobody's gonna think that. Who the fuck is gonna think?
Americans.
Oh my god, get your ass out of here. You're going to the gentleman's club. And when I say gentleman's club, I think about that shit, not a strip club.
Yeah, and alright, so we're gonna go. I'm not gonna be smoking any stogies. Alright,
I think you should try one. I've tried smoking a cigar once. And then I had a panic attack later that night. You should smoke one.
That was the greatest recommendation I ever heard.
I go from Manscaped. I would recommend that shit.
That's
I smoked a cigar once and I had a panic attack later that night.
I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. But I will be getting a nice professional haircut from a nice barber. And then we're gonna go do wedding rehearsal, and then we're gonna go to like a restaurant. There's gonna be a lot of people there, and then the wedding is on Friday, so that'll be a good time. So I'll let y'all know how that goes next week. I think next week's vlog will probably be filmed. We've been filming on Friday, but Friday I'm gonna be totally.
We'll do it later. We'll do it
like maybe Sunday or Monday.
It's no big.
It's fine.
No big.
No big deal. So it's flexible.
So next week I'm just gonna be.
You'll be chilling. You'll be on Houdini.
I'm just gonna be chilling like this. No, I'm gonna be chilling like this while we film, and John's gonna be talking about the wedding.
Because you're gonna have nothing to say, or.
Yeah, I'm gonna have nothing to say. I'm gonna be like, all right. No, because your thing's gonna be more interesting. Oh, that's why you need a Manscaped, because you're going to the gentleman's club with all the boys and playing golf with them.
Yes,
right?
yes. That makes sense. We are gonna get the professional full body shave, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I see. Nah,
that's not
you guys
happening.
Gotta oh, okay, sure.
That's not happening, unless you pay extra.
Well, John, thank you for this catch up.
Of course. It's always a good catch up.
Thank you.
Always good.
Yeah, thank you, viewers, for checking in. I don't know who the fuck is gonna be checking in on this shit, but
yeah, thank you, Tori, because I know you're gonna be watching this, Tori. You're gonna be our one viewer watching this.
Oh, we got a couple of views.
Yeah, we did.
Our last thing, so yeah,
all right,
good. Maybe you have to crop out some of that extra detail. Maybe censor some stuff.
We'll see. We'll see how much I feel like.
I think it'll be funnier if we. I think it'll be funnier censoring some of the Manscaped stuff. All you hear is like my voice. All you hear is like my facial expression and just a blank. I don't know.
We'll see.
It's up to.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right.
Alrighty. That's all. See ya.
Bye.